My biggest fear is how do I know you're not just going to run away with my husband? Ends up loving you more because everything is, shiny, it's new, it's like, yeah, like the old news.
Yeah, I can.
It's crazy, isn't it? When someone decides that they want to have a seeking sister wife type relationship, okay, they want to have this three-way relationship or whatever, and they go into it for the first time, and before they go into it, they talk very strong about how they believe this is the way forward. It's even worse when it's actually that person's idea. And then when things start to really function, all of a sudden, panic attack. Panic attack. You find someone that's interested. And really and truly, when you find someone that's interested, it's important that you stay confident and you stay welcoming. Because at the end of the day, for that person to want to stay, they're going to feel confident that you're confident. Now, when it comes to Billy, she started off confident and now she's having hesitations. But listen, do you know what? She's only human. This is obviously normal, especially if it's your first time. I can imagine, obviously, it's good to have an idea and it's good to have a want. But then when you get it, it is natural to feel a bit nervous, to feel a bit worried. So to be fair, can we really fault her for feeling how she feels? Maybe not, but let's continue.
I can understand those fears. I don't want to ruin anything that you guys have, you know.
Yeah.
All those emotions and fears is natural. I know you have your fears, but how, am I supposed to know that I'm not always going to be second?
And that's a very good question. A very good question, because at the end of the day, if you're walking into a relationship with two people that are already made and they've got kids at the same time, I think they've got kids. Yeah. Anyway, you want to make sure that obviously as you come in, you don't want to feel like you are the third wheel. You want to feel like you will be valued. You will matter. So to be fair, that is a very good question.
And that's totally legitimate. And I've told Reese I don't like the terms like first wife, second wife, because I don't want there to of our relationship. Like, yeah, we got married first, and I understand that, and we have history, but that's why we're going slow and dating is to build up that.
Well, the good news is obviously, they've already had the conversation, obviously her and her husband, and they understand that when someone else new comes in, it's not going to be a matter of I'm first, that person second. It's a matter of the fact is we're bringing someone else in to be as equal as us. So here's the thing. The easy part is having the conversation about things are going to be equal. The easier part is even the fact that the wife Billy is saying this stuff. But you know where the harder part comes into place? The harder part is how Reese is going to play. Because at the end of the day, Reese is going to have to find a way to navigate a way of making sure both women feel valued. Both women feel heard. You know what I mean? Neither one of them feel like as if the other one matters more than the other. So really and truly, this is actually the easy part for the ladies because they're having this conversation. But with Reese, he's in for one hell of a roller coaster. Yeah. But with that being said, though, let's carry on with the next couple.
I just feel like she was a little too shell-shocked, and she definitely thought it was unfair.
Woman to woman, you asserting almost like some sort of dominance or something.
It sounds like her problem.
Danny really bothers me, to be honest with you. I just don't understand why she's even here, why this couple is even here. It is very, very clear that for them to find someone, it's going to be near enough impossible. Purely because, actually, no, let me change that. If they're going to want to find someone that's going to fit the criteria that Danny wants, they're going to have to basically look for a certain type of person. It is very clear that she does not want someone to come in and have a child with her husband. That is just a no-no. And that's simply because she's afraid that that child may be a girl, and a girl is something that she wants to have. But unfortunately for her, she's not in a position where she can have a daughter. So therefore, watching another woman have a daughter with her husband would create a serious level of resentment. And you know what? I respect the fact that she's aware of it. I respect the fact that she's aware of the things that could ruin things later on down the line. So you might as well address them now rather than when it happens. So I do respect it. But let's continue real quick.
No, it's all of us problem. There every day if Danny really wants this. I am regretting not being more vocal with my concerns initially. Do you still want to do this? Or
I mean, to be fair, he definitely should have been vocal of obviously his concerns. Because if you're not vocal now, when it's just the two of you, how the hell are you going to be vocal when it's three of you? Do you see what I'm saying? So it is quite crucial that you have to be vocal at any given time. Do you know what I mean? Because if you don't, then things are definitely going to go in a way that they shouldn't be going into.
initially. Do you still want to do this? Or is it the boundary? You gotta look at biological kids with my husband. A major red flag, like what else? Are they trying to control me, you know?
I could see how it would seem unfair to someone.
Absolutely.
I get that.
The matter of the fact is, he asked her actually twice, I believe, do you still want to do this? And she didn't actually really answer that question. And that's a massive problem.
But this is not like a new boundary just because it's her. He's over with it. My body's done. My heart is not. Watch another woman have what I want so bad. Do that. If someone wants this dynamic with us, yeah, they would, be willing to compromise.
Here's the thing, you're not going to find someone who wants a child to compromise and not have a child with your husband. I mean, I guess the only compromise you can think of, if they bring someone else in who wants a child, that person's going to have to then obviously be open to having a child with somebody else. But then now you're neglecting how that other person's going to feel. Because at the end of the day, if she's going to step out and have a kid with somebody else but still be in this relationship, well, then that man is still going to want to be involved in his child's life. So that creates a whole bunch of badness. Unless, of course, she went to a sperm donor, then I guess that could be the case. But then that wouldn't really defeat the objective of the fact that she does not want to be in a position where another woman comes in and has a child, and therefore that child becomes more important, blah, blah, blah. So even if the other woman was to get pregnant by someone else, that wouldn't exactly necessarily, make anything better. So for me personally, it's very clear what the criteria should be. They basically need to find one of these two people. It's either somebody who does not want kids point blank, period, or somebody that already has a child and doesn't want any more. That's the only way it's going to work. Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, listen, maybe you guys have a different solution. I mean, let me know exactly what you're thinking about that one. But nonetheless, though, let's crack a lack with the next couple.
And the thing is the baby's going to be here in a few weeks. Because we're so concerned about making sure Teresa feels good, we can't even enjoy Jenny's pregnancy. That's
You know, it's actually really quite sad, though, isn't it? Because obviously we've seen their relationship, obviously, with Dannielle in the previous season, the previous 2 seasons, I believe, to be fair, yep. And, it definitely was a cluster F. That's for sure, because Dannielle was always complaining about this, complaining about that, and now they've got Teresa, and it's not helping because Jennifer's pregnant and the prize should be on Jennifer giving birth real soon. But instead, they're playing politics about the fact that Teresa is always in her feelings due to the fact that she doesn't feel good in her own skin. I can imagine how draining that can be.
That's why it has me really torn, it's like, maybe I'm being too hard, maybe it's not a big deal, like that.
Now listen, lady, you are pregnant, trust me, it is a big deal, You being neglected, you know what I mean, at this time when you need your sister wives to be there for you, as well as also the man that you, and also the husband, I guess, in the situation as well. It does matter, you know what I mean? So she should be vocal, and it is quite sad that she feels like this way. And I couldn't imagine, I could not imagine what it'd be like to be a woman, be pregnant, and the focus is on someone else who's in their feelings. Meanwhile, you're the one that's carrying a baby that's nearly about to be born. You know what I mean? And you need that support. And it's crazy because the fact that the support's there, but you're not getting it because of somebody else, nasty business.
I'm overreacting and stuff like that.
My 2 beautiful wives to be all emotional and upset. And I'm really not happy about that at all.
Listen, I don't blame him in any shape or form. He shouldn't be happy about it at all. Because like I said, because at the end of the day, they've always had a very good dynamic, a very good balance. So it would be a damn shame for someone to come in and obviously ruin that balance because that person is in their feelings. And that's something that we don't want, you know what I mean, ever. Because at the end of the day, you don't build an empire, or you don't build a family, around, you don't build a family that is very healthy to the point that you're now bringing someone in who wants to be that poison. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying Teresa's the poison, but you get the gist of what I'm trying to say here. So I can understand obviously why April's obviously in her feelings, why Jennifer's obviously in her feelings, and why Nick's in his feelings. And here's the thing, you got 3 people who are the people who've always been in this relationship, all of them are upset. If all of them are upset, then that means you're looking at the common denominator and something has to be done. They obviously tried to have a conversation with her, but she obviously ran away. Because she ran away, it's like, how can we fix something if you're always going to be running away? So there is that part itself in particular. So yeah, I feel like it is pretty much a no-brainer of exactly what they have to do. Let's get into this one.
I've been dating a woman and...
What? Oh, hell no! What? I don't know either. What she say?
So essentially Matt has he has a girlfriend or a second...
You're signing up to be, you and Matt.
You and Matt.
The way she was like, yo, a sister wife, like on TV? Oh, my days. I mean, it's a valid question. It's a valid question. Yo, a sister wife like on TV? Not gonna lie to you, this is exactly how I expected her family to react. And it's nothing but comedy gold for me, at least anyway. But let's continue.
I'm married. When Matt got married, how long you been married?
Since 2019.
Okay. How do you sign up to be a side chick?
Nothing, but you know what?
Imagine that. How do you sign up to be a side chick? That's crazy.
I promise you this ain't that good. You don't even got that much money.
It was actually my idea. It had anything to do with sex. It's not fueled by sex.
Not for you?
Because I want the relationship. I want the relationship dynamic, the friendship. No.
Because you're the side chick.
No.
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know how she was I felt like, even though there was a lot of interruptions from her family, I just felt like she really should have come up with a better plan of how she's going to explain herself. You know, because, but then again, at the same time, I don't think there is a way you can explain the situation and hope your family's going to understand if they obviously already know they don't agree with it. She's put herself in a very, very sticky situation. Oh boy, let's continue with the entertainment here.
A replacement for herself, because that's what it is.
She loves him. She just wants to make him happy. That's the way I'm thinking.
Her name is Shanae. You know, she's been a great friend to me and like a support.
It's about you don't have a support.
I'm sorry, but when she said she's been a great friend to me, and then we get the face here by the aunt, you see this face right here? This is the face. Hold on a minute.
Like
that face there is bloody. She's been a what? She's been sleeping with your man. That ain't no friend. That's exactly what that face says right there. Oh my God, this is hands down the best scene of the whole season. I ain't gonna lie to you folks. But nonetheless, let's continue.
A support.
It's about you don't have a support system. You need to bring this bitch in because you need support. Boys around the corner. What do you need support for?
Different relationship. She and I are experiencing the same thing. We're going through the same thing.
What?
Just like the frustration with Matt. She understands how, you know, how he can be and how.
So basically, she wanted to bring in another woman to have a relationship with her husband. So whenever she's in her feelings about her husband, she can talk to someone else who's having the same feelings regarding her husband. That's diabolical. But this is the part where it's actually quite mad. Her relationship with her husband, Matt, is not the same relationship that Shanae has with her husband, Matt. Why? Well, because one, Matt lives with you and you have kids with him. He does not live with her and doesn't have kids with her. Two, Matt sees you pretty much every single day. When it comes to Shanae, he saw her like every other week or whatever. Three, on top of that, your man lives with you, shares the same bed with you, he goes to bed with you, he wakes up with you, he sees you for hours upon days. With Shanae's biggest issue was the fact that whenever she saw Matt, it was always a case of they went for a meal and then after that straight to the hotel. It was never a case where they actually had any time to actually spend quality time the way he does with you. So any experiences that Shanae was going through with your man is not the same experience that you were going through with him. It's as simple as that. It's like they say, no child, like you could have two kids born, two siblings, okay? Neither one of them are going to be raised the same. Because the first one will be raised in a certain way and the second will be raised in another way, okay? Because the first one's raised in the fact that parents are like, this is all new to us. The second one's raised in, oh, we know now. So this is what I'm saying. So the matter of fact is, because he thinks there's going to be a relation, is crazy business, especially given the fact that there's so many things that's different. Now, of course, if they were living together and he was seeing them both pretty much equally, there's a conversation right there where there's going to be similarities. Similarities the same way siblings will have similarities, but won't be raised necessarily the same. So at the end of the day, with this woman right here, she's moving mad. Yeah, about that.
How?
Because they're in a relationship as well. It just reminds me why we're on this journey. It's pushing me to continue down. I need Shanae. I cannot lose her.
So because obviously the family didn't give the reaction that she was expecting or wanted, or at least, well, to be fair, they probably gave her the reaction that she was expecting, to be fair with you. And obviously now it's pushing away even more where she really wants to have that sister wife. But it's crazy though, because really and truly, I'm gonna be funny, if you feel like you can't vent how you're feeling to your partner to the point that you now need to bring someone else in that's also sleeping with your partner, that's a weird analogy. Because realistically, that kind of really exposes how weak your relationship is with your partner. You should be able to have those conversations. All I'm saying is that obviously her reasons of wanting to bring someone in, the more I think about it, the more they just don't make enough sense. But hey, it is what it is. Now with that being said, let's get into the last one.
For 3 months, and Garrick and her literally just got married like 3 weeks ago, so everything is really happening fast. To be honest, everything with the relationship with Lorena has happened fast. Garrick and I have never been to this point in polygamy where he's having a child with another woman.
Nope, you have not, and reality is now hitting you.
And so I really don't know how I'm going to feel pregnant
there is no going back. We're tied to her for life.
I mean, listen, to be fair, I guess obviously on a religious point of view, obviously, and also I guess even on a citizen, on a visa type stuff, like sponsor for 10 years or that kind of stuff, whatever. She's not wrong. There is no going back. Obviously, now that Lorena is pregnant, in fact, we already know that she's now giving birth anyway. That's something that obviously we did announce on our YouTube stories. If you haven't seen it, then no, YouTube short stories. So if you haven't seen it, please do check it out. Obviously, Derek and Lorena obviously have now delivered a healthy a baby, okay? I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I'm expecting to see these guys do the miracles again for the next season. It's going to be interesting to see, obviously, how they're going to navigate, obviously, being a parent to a newborn that's obviously not Derek, that is not Garrick. That is not X, yeah. That is not X and Dannielle's, basically, do you see what I'm saying? But also, on top of that, we can also expect them to bring in another sister wife at some point too. Now, of course, Dannielle did explain last week that it would take at least 2 years before they can seek another one, purely because they have to make sure that the citizenship with Lorena is solid first before they go through the process of divorcing her, and then he could then marry another wife. Honestly, this whole thing sounds like sex trafficking to me. It's weird. It literally is weird. I mean, but this is on the premises of the fact that they seek a sister wife that will be from outside of the USA, which, let's be real, it's more likely going to be the case, which is why I say it's a bit like sex trafficking, yeah. And one thing that we definitely need to pay attention to is the age of the women that he's going to be bringing towards this family as well. But hey, with that being said though, let me know exactly what you're thinking down below and we can talk about it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.